Listen, about yesterday. I owe you an apology.
It was obviously just bad timing.
No, it wasn't that.
So you've been keeping up with When Calls the Heart, huh? Well, get ready because Season 12 is on the horizon and it might be closer than you think. But before we dive into the secrets and behind-the-scenes glimpses of what's to come, let's recap a bit. In case you missed it, When Calls the Heart is all about the folks in Hope Valley, a quaint town where life isn't always as simple as it seems. From romance to community struggles, this series has been warming hearts since its debut in 2014. And guess what? It's now Hallmark's longest-running original series with over 100 episodes under its belt. Now, onto the good stuff. Season 12 is officially happening. Yup, Hallmark Channel gave it the green light, and production kicks off in July 2024. Erin Krakow, our beloved Elizabeth Thatcher, couldn't be happier about it. She's ready to dive back into filming and continue spreading that heartwarming goodness. But when can we expect Season 12 to hit our screens? Well, if past timelines are anything to go by, we might be looking at an April 2025 premiere. And hey, this isn't just wishful thinking. The signs were all there, especially with the upcoming Hearties Family Reunion event in September 2024. It's like Hallmark was dropping hints left and right. And let's not forget about Lucas Bouchard, played by Chris McNally. Despite his breakup with Elizabeth, Lucas isn't going anywhere. He's sticking around, adding that touch of mystery to the show. And brace yourself for a cliffhanger in Season 11. But don't worry, Brad Bird, the show's executive producer, promises some closure too.
What am I to you? I mean, are we just friends?
Let's dive into the behind-the-scenes secrets of the wedding of Elizabeth and Jack. For Daniel Lissing, who plays Jack, and Erin Krakow, who portrays Elizabeth, making their characters' wedding day feel real was paramount. They wanted it to be authentic, just like a real-life wedding. So they took matters into their own hands and wrote their own vows. The producers were all for it, recognizing that they knew their characters best. In fact, their names appeared in the credits as writers for the episode. But it wasn't just about the vows. Lori Loughlin, who plays Abigail, also contributed by writing a heartfelt toast for the couple's wedding reception. And speaking of traditions, Erin stuck to another wedding tradition by not allowing Daniel to see her in her bridal gown before the ceremony. His emotional reaction when he finally saw her walking down the aisle was completely genuine. When it came to the kiss at the end of the ceremony, there was no rehearsal. It happened spontaneously and was captured in the very first take. Of course, after witnessing such chemistry, fans couldn't help but wonder if Daniel and Erin were an item off-screen. But let's address that later. For Daniel, the wedding day was bittersweet. Just minutes before filming began, he received heartbreaking news of his grandfather's passing. Despite his grief, Erin was there for him, providing support and being his rock throughout the emotional scene. Their on-screen chemistry is a testament to their close bond in real life. Daniel describes Erin as a kindred spirit and feels fortunate to have been cast alongside her. But despite rumors of romance, they're just good friends off-screen. So while Jack and Elizabeth's love story may be fiction, the genuine friendship between Daniel and Erin is as real as it gets. About 2 years after their characters tied the knot on When Calls the Heart, Daniel Lissing, who plays Jack, exchanged vows in real life. However, their original wedding plans had to be changed due to the pandemic. Instead of the large celebration they had envisioned in Bali, they opted for an intimate ceremony with only 2 friends as witnesses. It was a difficult decision, but they prioritized the health and safety of their loved ones. Nonetheless, they still plan to have a bigger celebration with family and friends sometime in 2021. Now let's shift our focus to another couple who recently said "I do" on When Calls the Heart. Unlike Daniel and Erin, their co-stars Loretta Walsh and Rothgarth Matthews were not single in real life, adding an extra layer of excitement to their characters' nuptials. For Loretta, it felt like a royal affair, reminiscent of her wedding memories. Similarly, Rothgarth was moved by the special day, especially seeing Loretta walking down the aisle. When it came to their first kiss as on-screen newlyweds, Rothgarth asked Loretta if she wanted to rehearse, but she insisted on doing it live on the day of filming. She wanted to create magic in the moment, especially since it was Florence and Ned's first kiss, reflecting the innocence of their characters. Additionally, Loretta explained the significance of Florence's bridal look, considering her usually controlled appearance. Opting for a romantic flowing hairstyle and a pale pink beaded gown was a significant transformation for Florence, symbolizing a departure from her usual demeanor. Interestingly, the dress worn by Florence had a meaningful history, having previously been worn by her best friend Molly. Molly selflessly gifted the dress to Florence, saving the day and adding a heartfelt touch to the wedding scene. The wardrobe team initially experimented with the design, including adding a large bow to the back at one point. However, Loretta Walsh spoke up about the large bow on Florence's dress, feeling it didn't align with Florence's usual style. Together with the new hairstyle, she believed it might have been too much of a departure from the character's usual demeanor. Despite it being make-believe, Walsh truly felt like royalty on that day. Moving on to the costumes, the historical accuracy in When Calls the Heart isn't always strictly adhered to. Barbara Grigushova, the costume designer, intentionally deviates from strict historical accuracy to maintain the network's romantic design aesthetic. This decision ensures consistency across all Hallmark Channel productions. Grigushova faces challenges with a small team, a limited budget, and time constraints. Consequently, she gets creative when dressing the large cast, prioritizing regular characters over one-time appearances. While some costumes are made from scratch, others involve reworking vintage or modern clothing to suit the period. For instance, Rosemary's wedding dress originally lacked sleeves, which were added later, while Elizabeth's loose-fitting coat was modified to fit the character's persona more effectively. Music is an integral part of When Calls the Heart, contributing significantly to the show's emotional impact. The compositions of John Cerita evoke strong responses, not only from fans but also from the show's creators. Showrunner Alfonso Morito admitted to being moved to tears by scenes accompanied by Cerita's scores, highlighting the profound effect of the music on the storytelling. Interestingly, Cerita's journey to becoming a composer was unexpected. Initially pursuing a career in law, he found himself drawn to music after purchasing a bass guitar and later composing for theater productions. Now, with an impressive resume spanning over 50 films, documentaries, and series, Cerita remains grateful for the opportunity to score When Calls the Heart. Explaining his process, Cerita emphasizes the emotional connection between music and the scene it accompanies. Each composition serves as a reflection of the scene's emotion, aiming to immerse viewers in the same feelings. Despite tight deadlines, with music typically composed, recorded, and mixed within 10 to 14 days per episode, Cerita consistently delivers moving scores. Actress Kayla Wallace's character, Fiona, bids farewell to When Calls the Heart in Season 11. Her absence was addressed early in the season, explaining that Fiona had journeyed to Nashville to support her sisters and contribute to the women's movement. Opting to extend her stay and continue her involvement in the cause, Fiona's departure from Hope Valley was thus clarified. Wallace's departure from When Calls the Heart coincided with her casting in Landman, a television series produced by Taylor Sheridan for Paramount+. In Landman, Wallace takes on the role of Rebecca Savage, a formidable and adept attorney dispatched to Texas to rectify a complex situation. Starring alongside notable actors like Billy Bob Thornton, John Hamm, Demi Moore, and Andy Garcia, Wallace's new role promises to showcase her talents in a different setting and storyline. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.